Good morning, ladies, and happy, Thursday? Rise on up. It is the start of a brand new day. Let's get to moving. It is Thursday. First day back to school. Scarlett's already awake. She is super excited. Dad is making breakfast, but she is on cloud nine. Making her special breakfast run for the start of 5th grade. God bless his soul. And then off to drop off for school, off to work, and then back at the routine. I'm all here for it. Definitely all here for it. Summer's been long, but see you next year. Now, before we get our day going and filling our cup, because I'm extremely, as you can see, not together yet, exhausted, we're going to fill our cup. Ecclesiastes, one day I'll get it right. Chapter 3 is what we're going to be going over. It's about everything has its time, and the God-given task are some of the topics we're going to be discussing within it. And chapter 3, verse 1 goes like this. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Verse 5, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to throw away, a time to tear, and a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time of war, and a time of peace. Verse 9, what profit has the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the God-given task with which the sons of men are to be occupied. He has made everything beautiful in its time. Also, he has put eternity in their hearts, except that no one can find out the work that God does from beginning to end. I know that nothing is better than, Verse 12, I know that nothing is better for them than to rejoice and to do good in their lives, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing can be taken from it. God does it, that men should fear before him, that which has already been, and what is to be has already been. And God requires an account of what is past. Now, verse 16, moreover, I saw under the sun, in the place of judgment, the wickedness was there. And in the place of righteousness, iniquity was there. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. I said in my heart concerning the condition of the sons of men, God tests them, that they may see that they themselves are like animals. Verse 19, for what happens to the sons of men also happens to animals. One thing befalls them, as one dies, so dies the other. Surely they all have one breath. Man has no advantage over animals, for all is vanity. Verse 20, all go to one place, all from the dust, and all return to dust. Who knows the spirit of the sons of men, which goes upward, and the spirit of the animal, which goes down to the earth? So I perceived that nothing is better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his heritage. For who can bring him to see what will happen after him? Some context behind chapter 3. Every activity has its proper time as ordained by God. These rhythmic verses affirm that God definitely has a plan. And notice that each verse of this poem cites a characteristic activity of life matched with its opposite. Every activity has an appointed time. We can accept God's timetable or be crushed in it. The God who ordains the routine events of our lives is a compassionate, gracious, and faithful God. Now, to cast away stones may be a euphemism for marital sex, while to gather stones may be in reference to refraining from that activity. Others suggest that these phrases literally refer to throwing stones into a field to prevent its cultivation and collecting the stones so the field can be utilized for planting. The meaning of these verses remains obscure. Now God has imposed limitations on life. As finite begins, we will catch only a small glimpse of God's majestic works. Thus, in recognition of our limitations, we should at least enjoy food, drink, and the results of our labor as God's gift. Enjoyment itself is a gift from God. And lastly, the oppressed seem to be powerless in confronting their oppressors, and the author of Ecclesiastes pondered the prevalence of injustice and oppression in the world. And this important fact supported Koheleth's conclusions regarding the vanity of the emptiness of human existence, and life does not seem to deal fairly with people. Equity is hardly upheld in the courts of law. Thus, Koheleth could only conclude that God will bring about justice in his own time and in his own way. And if that ain't the truth, he will bring justice in his time and his own way. So whoever needs to hear that word today, wait patiently. It's his time, not yours. But I gotta get moving. It's the first day of school. Let's go. Before Scarlett comes in and asks for help with her hair or something, she'll bless day ahead. Leave a message down below. I hope it filled your cup as it made me think for mine. And yeah, to a blessed day. Talk to you tomorrow.